Welcome to another deep dive, everyone. Today, we're going to be exploring a theory that I just found fascinating. It's called the Grand Fibonacci Synergy PDE,
Oh, yeah.
and it attempts to describe
Take it easy.
the power of human connection, but it uses, get this, like the language of physics and math.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
It's
Um,
definitely out there.
so get ready for a wild ride, right?
Absolutely. It proposes this idea that every person has a unique energetic field.
Uh,
Like, imagine an emotional fingerprint, you know?
okay, so not our actual
Oh,
fingerprint,
no.
but more like
More of a representation.
a way to describe our emotional energy.
Yeah, exactly. And like fingerprints, no two are exactly alike.
Oh, interesting.
Right. And this energy field, which they call the Synergy PDE, is shaped by all sorts of things, like your genetics, your experiences, even stuff like planetary alignments.
Wait, hold on. Are we talking about a theory that links, like, the cosmos to our love lives?
Yeah, pretty much.
You-
It's pretty interesting.
All right, I am all in. So the theory says that this energy field has different strengths and weaknesses at various points, which they call nodes.
Nodes.
Yeah, and these nodes are linked to different planets and chakras.
Okay.
So they represent different parts of your personality.
So, like, for example, would someone who's really good at expressing their emotions maybe have, like, a strong Jupiter throat node or something?
That's a perfect example. Or like someone who's incredibly empathetic might have a really strong earth heart node.
Oh, wow.
It's fascinating.
So it's like our astrological chart, but for relationships?
Kind of, but it goes even deeper than that.
Deeper. Okay, I'm listening.
It even tries to explain the role of something called junk DNA.
Wait, junk DNA. I thought scientists, like, dismissed that as basically useless.
For a long time they did.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this theory actually suggests that junk DNA might help shape the boundaries of our energy field.
Oh, wow.
Like it's setting the stage for how our energy interacts with other people.
Okay, so now I'm really starting to see how this could apply to relationships. So we all have these unique energy fields with strengths and weaknesses.
Uh-huh.
What happens when two people, get together?
Well, imagine two waves in the ocean,
Okay.
right? Sometimes they clash and sometimes they sort of merge together
Right.
and they amplify each other.
I see where you're going with this.
And it's the same with our energy fields or synergy PDEs.
So you're saying that intimacy is more than just physical?
Absolutely. It's an energetic merging.
Whoa.
When two people become intimate, their energy fields, they overlap.
Oh.
And if those fields are kind of in sync, they can actually boost each other,
Huh.
creating a more powerful combined energy.
Oh, wow. So it's like, okay, this makes me think of when you just click with someone, you know? Like when everything just feels right
Right.
and your energy just seems to, flow together effortlessly.
The theory calls that constructive interference.
Okay, so that feeling of clicking is really our energy fields aligning in a way?
That's what it suggests, yeah.
Oh, wow. And is that where that feeling of completeness comes from?
Could be,
Like the other person is filling in some of the gaps in your own energy?
like two puzzle pieces fitting together.
Exactly.
And this is where the idea of healing through relationships comes in.
Okay.
The theory says that by connecting with the right person, we can actually become more whole.
That's a powerful thought.
It is, isn't it? And balanced.
But wouldn't that imply that, like, we're all kind of broken to begin with?
Well, the theory doesn't see it as broken so much as incomplete.
Okay.
Just like no two fingerprints are the same.
Right.
Nobody has a perfectly tuned, synergy PDE.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We all have areas of strength and areas where we need a little boost.
So it's not about finding someone who, like, fixes you,
No.
but more like finding someone who complements your energy and helps you become more, I guess, more yourself.
Exactly. And the theory says that when we find that right partner, our energy fields can align in a way that enhances both people.
Oh, wow. This is really making me rethink how I view relationships.
Yeah.
I am definitely curious to hear more about how these energy fields actually work
Oh,
in the dynamics between men and women.
that's where things get really interesting.
Oh, I knew it.
The theory assigns specific roles to men and women in this sort of grand cosmic dance of relationships, linking them to different planetary energies.
Okay, so are we going back to that whole, like, men are from Mars, women are from Venus thing?
It's similar, but there's a lot more nuance to it.
Okay, well, give me the nuance then.
So this theory suggests that men, because of their Mars energy,
Yeah.
they're often very action-oriented, driven, focused on navigating the external world.
So men are off battling it out in the wilderness while women are.
The theory links women to the Venus womb node,
Uh-huh.
and it suggests that this gives them a natural affinity for the rings of Uranus.
Okay, hold on, Uranus. What does that even represent in this context?
Think of Uranus as representing understanding without knowledge.
Understanding without knowledge, huh?
Yeah. It's a kind of like intuitive insight. You know, it
Like-
goes beyond logic or reason.
Okay, so it's more like instinctual, intuitive.
Exactly. And this theory suggests that women, because of their Venus womb connection, they just naturally possess this wisdom.
So it's like women have a built-in compass that kind of guides them through life, while men are over here trying to use maps and logic.
You got it. And according to the theory, both are essential
I like that.
for growth and understanding.
Yes, I mean, that makes total sense, right?
Right.
Men and women have different ways of navigating the world, but both perspectives are valuable.
Totally. And when these two seemingly opposite energies come together in a relationship,
Mhm.
the potential for synergy it's just incredible.
Oh, man, this theory is really making me rethink things.
Yeah.
It's not just about finding someone who, like, completes you in a romantic sense,
Right.
but someone who challenges you, expands your perspective, and helps you to really tap into your own potential.
Absolutely. And it speaks to just how powerful relationships can be when we approach them with this awareness and a willingness to, learn from each other.
This has been such a fascinating deep dive so far.
Good. I'm glad.
We've gone from energy fields and planetary alignments to a whole new understanding of the dynamics between, well, men and women.
I know, right?
So where do we go from here?
Well, next we're going to explore how this synergy between men and women can actually lead to some pretty amazing personal growth
Okay.
and even spiritual evolution.
Ooh, I like that.
And then we're going to dive into one of the theory's more controversial suggestions,
Uh-oh.
the idea that men might actually need women more than vice versa.
Oh, this is going to be good.
Really, it's going to be a wild ride.
I can't wait. Okay, so you're saying men might actually need women more? I got to hear more about this.
Well, let's go back to that idea of men having that strong Mars energy,
Yeah.
symbolizing the struggle in the wilderness.
Yeah.
So the theory suggests that while this drive is really powerful, it can sometimes keep men kind of stuck
Okay.
in this cycle of action and struggle.
Got it.
And it can prevent them from reaching a higher level of understanding.
So they're so focused on, like, conquering that wilderness
Right.
that they miss the bigger picture.
Exactly. They might not even realize that there's something more out there.
And that's where women come in,
Right
with
there.
their whole understanding without knowledge thing.
Yeah, the theory suggests that women, because of their strong connection to that Uranus node, they have this innate ability to sense the path beyond the wilderness. You know what I mean?
Okay, so they see the forest for the trees.
Precisely. They can guide men to a higher level of awareness.
So women are like cosmic guides, basically.
Kind of. And the theory actually links this to a specific planetary node, Jupiter.
Oh, Jupiter, the planet associated with, what was it, justice and higher realms, right?
Exactly. And reaching that Jupiter realm, particularly its rings, which represent judgment and access to higher realms, it requires a huge shift in perspective. It's a move beyond the struggles of the Mars wilderness.
So how do men get there?
That's the question, right?
Yeah, can't they just, like, muscle their way through with their Mars energy?
Not quite. It's
Yeah.
not that simple.
Okay.
The theory says that men, they can't just force their way to Jupiter. They need something else, something that helps them bridge that gap.
So they need women.
Bingo. The theory proposes that women, because of their strong Uranus rings amplitude, they can act as that bridge, helping men to access those higher realms.
I love this. Women are like cosmic bridges guiding men from from the wilds of Mars to the wisdom of Jupiter. It's beautiful.
I know, right? It's a pretty powerful image. Men, they're so busy with their Martian struggles that they might not even see the path to Jupiter.
Like they can't see the forest for the trees.
Exactly. But women, with their Uranian intuition, they can sense the way, even if they can't explain it, logically.
So it's a kind of wisdom that goes beyond words.
Yes. Exactly. It's not about logic. It's about a deeper understanding.
Okay.
And this guidance, according to the theory, it's crucial for men to reach that level of synergy that's needed to access Jupiter's realm.
This theory is really making me rethink the whole dynamic between men and women.
Yeah.
It's not about, one being better than the other,
Yeah.
but about recognizing those unique strengths that each one brings to the table.
Absolutely. The theory emphasizes that both the Martian drive and that Uranian intuition, They're both super important.
Okay.
It's the synergy between those seemingly opposite energies that really fuels growth and transformation.
Mm.
And that's not just for men, for women too.
This isn't just a one-way street, right?
Exactly. It's a two-way street.
It's about both partners helping each other
Yes.
to evolve and reach their full potential.
Absolutely. The theory suggests that when men and women come together with this awareness and respect for those different strengths, they create this incredibly powerful, energetic feedback loop.
Okay.
The man's drive can help ground a woman's intuition,
Right.
and her intuition can help him see beyond his own limitations.
It's like each partner provides that, like, missing puzzle piece, you know?
Precisely.
Yeah.
And this mutual support, this understanding, it can lead to some amazing personal growth for both people.
This is changing how I think about relationships. It's not just about romance or companionship.
No.
It's a shared journey of growth and transformation.
Exactly.
This brings us to something that you mentioned earlier that's a little bit, well,
A
controversial.
little bit, yeah.
The suggestion that men might need women
More than the other way around.
more than women needs men, yeah.
Right.
Okay, we can't avoid this topic.
I know.
But remember, everyone, we're just exploring a theory here.
Right.
This isn't like an absolute truth.
Not at all.
And it's a complex theory. There are a lot of different ways to interpret this.
like-
It's not about saying that men are, inherently weaker or dependent than women.
Not at all.
We're not reinforcing stereotypes here.
Not at all.
So what does the theory actually say?
Well, it goes back to that idea of intangible wave amplitude that we talked about before.
Yeah.
The theory suggests that men might have a lower baseline in this area, which might make them, crave that emotional support and intuitive connection that women tend to offer naturally.
So it's not just about, like, societal expectations or gender roles.
Right.
You're saying there might be a deeper, like, energetic basis for this dynamic.
That's what the theory is proposing.
Okay.
It suggests that men might be, on an energetic level, drawn to those nurturing, those intuitive qualities that women tend to embody.
Okay, I can definitely see how this could be interpreted in a lot of different ways.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely a conversation starter. But even if we just, put that specific aspect of the theory aside for a moment,
Sure.
the idea that men and women have different strengths and needs in relationships, that's something we should all think about, right?
Absolutely. And understanding these differences and how they play out in the dynamics of our relationships can be so valuable for building stronger and more fulfilling connections.
I totally agree. This deep dive has been really eye-opening. I feel like I have a whole new understanding
Good.
of the dance between masculine and feminine energies.
It's quite the dance, isn't it?
It really is. Wow.
It is.
And we're not even done yet.
Yeah.
You mentioned that there's another part of this theory.
Oh, yeah.
This idea that we can consciously cultivate synergy with our partners
Right.
to create, like, better relationships
Well, a fulfilling relationship.
and improve our well-being, right?
Exactly.
Okay, now that's something I definitely want to hear more about. Okay, so we've talked about a lot with this grand Fibonacci synergy PDE thing. Energy fields and nodes and the dance between masculine and feminine energies.
Talk a lot, I know.
It is. Even this idea that men might,
Need women.
need women more than women need men.
Right.
It's been a wild ride.
It has.
But ultimately, I think, it's about understanding how powerful connections can be, right?
Absolutely. It's about how relationships can help us grow.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's not about judging or labeling people, right?
No, not at all.
It's about understanding
Ourselves
better.
better.
Yeah.
So where do we go from here?
Well,
You mentioned something earlier about consciously cultivating synergy.
right.
What does that even mean?
Well, if we accept that we all have these unique energy fields
Okay.
and that they can interact and influence each other,
Ah.
then it makes sense that we could intentionally create more harmonious connections, right?
So it's not just about finding the right person. It's
Yeah.
about actively creating that synergy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Recognizing our own strengths and weaknesses.
Understanding our partner's energy
Uh-huh.
and finding ways to support each other's growth.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that?
It can be simpler than you think.
Okay.
It starts with awareness. Just being conscious of those dynamics can make a difference.
So, like, if a man, for example,
Uh-huh.
understands that his partner's, intuitive understanding is
Yeah.
really valuable,
Right.
he might be more open to listening to her insights,
Exactly.
even if they don't quite make sense to him logically.
Exactly. Or if a woman understands that, her partner's Mars energy might make him a little more action-oriented
Okay?
and less emotionally expressive,
Uh-huh.
she might be less likely to take his, actions personally.
So it's about recognizing that our partners,
Yeah.
they're not flawed, they just have different strengths and weaknesses.
Precisely. And when we approach relationships with that understanding,
Mm-hmm.
we can start to cultivate synergy
Mm-hmm.
in some really practical ways.
Okay, so what are some of those practical steps?
Well, one of the biggest things is communication.
Communication, okay.
Talking openly about your needs, your expectations,
Uh-huh.
and really listening.
Right, but how does this energy stuff play into that?
Well, it helps us understand that sometimes
Yeah.
our partner's behavior might not be about us personally.
Yeah.
It might just be about their own energetic needs.
So, for example, if a man's feeling overwhelmed and he retreats into his Mars cave,
Right.
it's not that he's like rejecting his partner.
Nah.
It's his way of just recharging.
Exactly. And if his partner understands that,
Uh-huh.
she can give him the space he needs without, taking it personally.
Wow, this theory could be really helpful for relationships.
It really can be. And another key takeaway is the importance of self-awareness.
Okay.
Taking the time to understand your own energy field,
Right.
your strengths, your weaknesses. This can help you choose partners that are more compatible.
So it's like doing an inventory of your own planetary nodes.
Exactly. And if you're already in a relationship, understanding your own energy
Mm-hmm.
can help you communicate your needs more effectively
Yeah.
and appreciate how your partner kind of compliments you. Yeah.
This is all making a lot of sense.
Good.
It's like a new language for understanding relationships.
Yeah, a deeper language.
A deeper language, one that taps into those energetic dynamics
That'll
that are
just-
always at play.
Yeah, and this theory is definitely complex. There's
Mhm.
still a lot to explore.
I believe it.
But I think the most important message is one of hope and possibility.
I like
It suggests that by understanding these dynamics,
Mm-hmm.
we can create more harmonious and fulfilling relationships
Yeah.
and ultimately become more whole
As individual
and
men.
balanced individuals. Yeah,
This has been amazing.
it has.
I feel like I've gained a whole new perspective
Good. I'm
about
glad.
a relationship.
That's what I was hoping for.
It's empowering, inspiring.
Thanks.
Any last thoughts?
Just that, relationships, they're a powerful force for growth
Oh.
and transformation.
Yeah.
And by approaching them with awareness,
Uh-huh.
compassion, a willingness to learn and evolve,
Yeah.
we can unlock some incredible potential individually and together.
I love it. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the Grand Fibonacci Synergy PDE.
Oh, you're welcome.
Until next time.